Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Great people, my great people of Cabo Properties. Yes. Listen, guys, I'm so excited to be here today again to talk to you guys. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are going to tune in, and those of you who are already in here, thank you very much for being here. This is Cabo Properties YouTube channel, and I am Showers. You guys know me now. Of course, I am here to talk about um, land issues in Sierra Leone. I'm here to talk about properties, share ideas, exchange with you guys. That's what I'm here for today. So thank you for tuning in. Anybody who's in here, of course, if you're in here now, click like, share this around, and let's get as many people in here, and let's talk about land issues in Sierra Leone. Okay. The minister, Mr. Dr. Turad Senesie, made some statements recently regarding land on a live video they did with the Minister of Information. So that's what I want to talk about. I want us to touch on those things and let's talk about it and let's discuss. I want to talk about what some of those stuff that he mentioned. For those of you who've not probably heard anything yet on that, I want to pass on that information to you guys. And then, of course, we just talk generally about Sierra Leone and land situation, all these land disputes, all these land issues. I want us to talk about it. So, and of course, I will answer some questions from you guys, and then you can share your own experiences as well. That's what I'm here for today. But yeah, I want more people coming in. I see I got 3 people. Don't forget to click the like button as soon as you get in, so that this video can start going now. Okay, because what YouTube is doing is if more people click like, the more they will share the video, they will populate the video online, so more people will get to see this video. And this topic is very important topic: land, property. That is what I want to talk about. What the minister is saying, what the government is saying, what we need to know, and what we need to do with land situation in Sierra Leone. Freetown in particular is mostly around Freetown. That's where the issues is. And when I mean Freetown, I mean not just the center of Freetown, like the western area. I mean even the greater parts of Freetown, the rural areas. Yeah, I want to talk about that as well. I've got some notes here that I've made. I'm going to be going through them, and then yeah, we're going to talk a lot about lots of stuff. Yes, VM West Africa. Yes, boss. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yourself? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming in. Please don't forget to click the like button, guys. Please do that. Let's do that. Let's click the like button and let's get this video, give it traction, please. Yes, I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. I wish I was in Sierra Leone now, though, by the way, because it's freaking cold in the UK right now. But I want to be in Sierra Leone, you see? So you never know. I'm Black American. My mother's ancestors are from Sierra Leone. Is there a different policy for buying land in Freetown versus other parts of the country? Um, yes and no. That's what I would say. Obviously, you being your mother is from Sierra Leone. What how you say? My mother's ancestry or ancestors. Yeah, if you have basically, if your mom and dad are from Sierra Leone, then you automatically have rights to buy land in Sierra Leone. You can buy land up country and you can buy land in the city. That's for sure. So definitely you can buy land. Obviously, the one thing that I will advise you is try and get Sierra Leone passports to make it easier for you, because if you can prove that you have ancestry from Sierra Leone, whether through genealogy or you have birth certificates that proves that, go to Sierra Leone and get your passport, and then you can buy land, Mr. Jackson. Yeah. Right, VM West Africa. You're gonna be in Sierra Leone on Monday. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm jealous, man. You're going. I'm not going right now. I've got a few businesses to handle in the UK, and I'm off to Greece as well. So I won't be going this December. But I wish I was going because it's cold, man. But anyways, we're here. So I want to talk today about land situation in Sierra Leone. Oh, you got Sierra Leone passport? Well, there you go. Mr. Jackson, you can buy land anywhere in Sierra Leone, because I mean, I want to talk about some of these things about buying land. Actually, there was, all these rules about who buys land where and why, etc. So definitely, you go Sierra Leone passport, you can buy land anywhere in Sierra Leone, as long as the land is genuine, as long as you buy it, you're buying it from the right people, etc. But this is why I want to talk about this land situation, because I heard the minister talking recently regarding this land situation, and he said a few things. As you can see on my headline there on the thumbnail, saying all lands in Sierra Leone, in Freetown in particular, I mean, is owned by the government, owned by the state. That's what it says here. Say all the lands. So according to the law, well, according to the minister and the Ministry of Lands, they are saying according to the law, all lands in Freetown are owned by the states, because Freetown is a crown colony and all the lands under the crown colony are states owned. And that now creates a lot of questions, to say, well, it doesn't mean nobody owns land in Freetown then? Well, so the minister says, well, if governments sells you or sold you land, you obviously own that land. But if somebody else sells you the land, it sounds like maybe you need to speak to government. That's what it sounded like. I'm not sure what exactly. It was a little bit confusing. So I was just trying to figure out, well, what's going on here? Who owns the land then? So does that mean nobody owns land in Freetown then? Unless it was sold to you by government or lease or given? What's going on? So there's a few things I want to touch about. He also mentioned about conveyance. Most of, up until, for me anyway, up until when I heard him say this, I thought that when you have a conveyance, that's it, you own the land, done. But he just said having conveyance does not guarantee you title. So conveyance is not title deed to land. So for those of you who want to buy land in Sierra Leone, those of you who already have land, you need to understand this, that conveyance, according to the minister, does not guarantee you title deed to the land. I'll come to that in a second, where what he said people should do. And this is very, very important, because most people have conveyance in Sierra Leone. And that's what, up until when he mentioned that, all I know and what most people know is that you have conveyance that is signed by the government or Roxy building, you pay all your taxes and it's stamped, and then the land is yours. But the minister is saying now that that is not enough. You need to have a title deed. You need to go to this organization, or whatever, not the organization. Lands are going to create a department that's going to be responsible to register your conveyance and give you your title deed, so that the land finally belongs to you. And that for me is confusing, because I thought, hold on a minute, the conveyance is already taken to Roxy building, where they stamp it, sign it, register it, and that's it. So you have your conveyance, you have your survey plan, the land is yours. But they're saying no. They say according to the law, we need to have the title deed is what you need in order for the land to be yours fully, and that has to be registered. So the government is looking now to open this department in the Ministry of Lands to register title deeds. That is the only time the land will be yours. So for those of you who've got land already that have conveyance, you will have to at some point go to the ministry to have your title deed registered. That is what the minister was saying. So just know that. If you don't know that, please know that and start finding out, talking to people about it, or asking the ministry about it, so you get an idea. They haven't, I don't think they've had the department yet, but they are putting it together. He didn't say when, but very soon I'm sure they will announce that, and they will start putting out messages. And of course, when I get that message, I will come back here and pass it on to you guys, those of you who follow us, so that you know when to go to register your title deed, so that the land becomes yours. And you don't want in the future, maybe they come back and say, well, it's not yours because you haven't gone and have your title deed registered. As you know, they're using the law to say, even with the idea of Freetown is owned by the government, they are trying to use the law to say, because Freetown is crown colony, and according to that means all land in that area, the greater part of Freetown is owned by them. So you got to understand that. Okay, listen, we've got 9 people in here now. Please don't forget to click the like button, please. Okay, please click the like button and share this video. Please share this video around and let's have more people in. Thank you. And as I go along, don't forget that you can always support us by clicking the $sign, donate whatever you can, because I'm planting trees in Sierra Leone. So whatever donation you put here for us goes towards the trees project, the tree planting project we're doing in Sierra Leone. We're doing that in Karina district. We've already planted 200 and we're going to do more. But please, for those of you who are in here, click the $sign and donate whatever you can towards that, please. Yeah. And then, yeah, as we go along. So, yeah, so yes, as I've been saying, so because Freetown is a crown colony, all the land belongs to the state, according to the statement that the minister made. So I'm just reading here on my notes that he mentioned. And therefore, that is why you see they're going around the peninsula. And not just the peninsula, they're going to be going up to mile 13 and then places, plotting all the lands, and then obviously do all this, what's it called, the when they have this lottery thing they do, people come and put whatever raffle to give people land and lease people land. But they're saying they want to, in fact, the minister was saying they are going to survey all lands across the country. I don't know how, when they're going to do all of that, but that's the plan. And the idea is to ensure that they know about all the lands that we have, how much of it that we've got. And of course, they are claiming that they want to try and distribute it evenly so that everybody would get land, at least be able to buy 1 town or 2 town lots. Okay. So again, for those of you who have loads of land, watch out for that. Ensure that you have proper documentation. Ensure you have your title deed. It's important. When that's announced when to go do it, make sure you go do it. We got 10 people in here. Please click the like button, guys. Please click the like button for me. Yeah. Okay. So land that has been conveyed to me already needs to be registered with the government to get the title deed. Yes, sir. That's what they're saying now. I don't think they've created that office yet, but that's what they're about. In fact, the minister said they have funding to create that office, so you can go there to register your conveyance again, to have title deed. It's confusing, to be honest with you. I'm confused, but that's what they're saying. So let me read the notes here where it says where you can, what's going to happen. I wrote it somewhere here. Okay. So yeah, it says they're going to have so basically they're going to have this new office opened just to register those title deeds. So once you've got your conveyance, you probably have to take it back to them so that they can then stamp sign it again to say yes, it's yours. So he was claiming that obviously since whatever time after independence, we've not gone through this stage of doing title deed registration. And that's fact. I know I've got lands, I only have conveyance. My dad had land, he only had conveyance for it. And other people I know, most people don't have this title deed registration because it's never been done in Sierra Leone. He even said that. But he is thinking that, well, it's part of the law, so they're going to do it. I don't know if it's another trap to get people or it's a genuine thing. I don't know. But I am just saying here, once that announcement is made, I'll try as best as I can to bring it to you guys here. Or if you saw it anywhere else, please take your conveyance and ensure that it's registered again to get your title deed so that the land belongs to you 100%. You don't want the government to come later on and say, hey, it's not yours because whatever section, whatever in the law states that this is not yours. So watch out for that. So yeah, so that's important. Do that. I also, for people who like the Creoles, good news for the Creoles, according to the new customary land act or land act, whatever that they passed recently, the bill that was passed recently in Parliament, Creoles can now buy land up country, and then you, obviously just like anybody else, basically. Also, good news for women. Women also can own land. I mean, there's always been the idea of women buying land anyway. You can buy land, but what they're trying to say is there's this tradition whereas if a woman is married to a man, obviously they have land because of the man. But once the man dies, that's it. The land now, you have to find another man in order for you to own it. Basically, they'll take the land off you. Somebody else who is another man will have to be in charge of that. So that's no more the case according to this new land acts, the bill that just passed in Parliament recently. I think it was in July or August or something like that. So that's good news. So for those people who are confused, I say, well, if I'm Creole, because before the Creoles are not allowed to buy land of country, now they can buy land, and then women can also buy or own their own land, even after. So if your husband dies, you guys own land together. No uncle or other relative male figure will come and stand over it and say they're going to take it over. You can just carry on, do whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, so that's good news as well for people. That's equality right there. That's what we're fighting for. So that's great. So what did I want to touch on? Thank you very much, boss. Thanks for that. Thank you very much. Well, you see what you just mentioned there about the law in terms of dual citizenship. To be honest, I was talking to somebody about that. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I don't know what's happened. I'm not sure. I think the idea is you can go in with Australian passport while you're there, but you cannot obviously use. I don't know. I'm not sure whether you can do things if you are there as a British citizen or American citizen if you have American passport. I don't know what the rule is because I know people go there, they go citizenship, Americans, and people go through the genealogy, which is fine. That's rightly so. But I don't know whether that means now Australian allows dual citizenship or not. I was saying to somebody, talking to somebody on Instagram about it, and they said yes, Australian does allow dual citizenship. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, if that's the case, that's still fine, but I'm not sure how it works. I just know for a fact when I go to Sierra Leone, as soon as I arrive, I'm showing my Sierra Leone passport. Yeah, I mean, when I'm coming back to the UK, I show my British passport, especially when I'm here in the UK, because it's easier to just get through. But when I get to UK, I can still show my Sierra Leone passport because I've got indefinite leave to remain in my Sierra Leone passport here. However, I'll go in the long queue. I don't want that. So I just I just take out my British passport, go to the electronic doors and tap it and go away. It makes your life easier for me. But I'm not sure that you can live in Sierra Leone as a dual citizenship. As in, if you want to get anything as a, I don't know, as a British citizen, I'm not sure what's allowed. The best thing is to have Sierra Leone passports, I guess. Here, I mean, if you have stay in your African passport, whatever that is, Sierra Leone passport in this case, as long as you go and stay in it, you can do whatever. But of course, when you have the passport here, then you just use that. It gives you more facilities, isn't it? So yeah. But thanks for the £5, guys. Please don't forget to donate whatever you can on there and click the like button. I got 11 people. Click the like button and share this video and let's discuss about land issues in Israel. There's so much confusion, so much issues with land. The whole of Turkey area right now, they deployed soldiers there and police, all kind of situations. So obviously they're still not signing documents yet. Again, that's what's confusing, how the government is selling land and signing document, but they're not signing private lands. I don't know. And then now they're saying all the land is owned by the states in Freetown. So it's a little bit, worrying for me anyway, and other people that I know. Okay, so here, let me just read what I wrote down here. It says Freetown is a crown colony. All land in the crown colony belongs to the states. So the states has to convey it to you, basically. That's what they're saying there. Okay. So conveyance should be registered, of course, as always. Register your conveyance. So, yeah, like I mentioned again, since 1961, we've never had any system to register titles. So that's this man is trying to bring it back. Dr. Turad is trying to bring that in so that people can register their title deeds. Okay, so land documentation process. I have already explained this before in my first videos, the first ever videos that I released on here. I mentioned about the land documentation process, the whole process of buying the land and registering it. But of course, now this title deed thing has been added to it. But the land registration process, hold on, before I do that, let me read what Mr. Jackson is saying. Where is that constitution that SL does not allow dual citizenship? I don't know. I mean, maybe VM West Africa knows. Somebody will pull it up. I don't really necessarily go through citizenship situation. I'm not immigration officer. I don't know, but I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know that those people can go and get. If you have genealogy, you can go and get Australian passports anyway. So Oh well, Mr. Jackson, that's why I'm confused at. So not Sierra Leone, really. Freetown. Freetown was Crown Colony. So what the minister is saying now is Freetown is a Crown Colony. Therefore, all land belongs to the states. I don't know whether Freetown is still Crown Colony or not. I thought it wasn't. So that's why I'm making this video, because I'm shocked that he brought that up. I'm thinking, hold on, how can Sierra Leone still be Crown Colony? Because since 1808, that's when we became Crown Colony. I think after that, that was long gone. So I'm honestly shocked that he is making that statement from Montefiore. So I don't know. That's the honest truth. Let me just check something here. But I don't know. I'm confused myself. So, but these people, I wasn't in Sierra Leone anyway to ask him a few more questions, and he was just talking with the other minister. So I found the whole conversation much later, because I would have loved to ask questions about all this that you're asking. But unfortunately, I wasn't watching the thing live, and I wasn't in Sierra Leone. But it's worth, this question is very important to find out if we're still Crown Colony, because that would be weird, isn't it? Imagine if we're still under British people or whatever. To me, that would be strange. But yes, that's a good question. We need to find out in terms of the dual citizenship. Again, I don't know much about that. I'm not really looking into that. I think people were talking more about dual citizenship when it was the election, the last general election. I think that became more of a talking point, because they didn't want to give some people. Were one particular guy who was contesting to become president. I think he had American passport, and some other members of parliament also had American passport or something. So as you know, politics, man, it was politics. So they were trying to use politics to get rid of certain people. So they were saying, well, if you have another passport, you can't become a minister, or you can't become, I don't know, well, I don't think they said minister. You can't become a member of parliament, and you cannot become president, of course. So I think that was the situation that was going on. So they even named some of us two Sims or whatever, those of us coming from Europe. So I think that was the situation there. So I don't know, but I'm sure this day and age people get two passports anyway. All right, I'm going to carry on reading this here. So the process here, first of all, always do your due diligence. Guys, we got 15 people here. Please click the like button. We only got 8 people. Now we got 16. We only got 8 likes. Please, please, please click the like button so that this video gets traction. Please do that for me. Yeah. So yeah, the always do your due diligence before buying land. Basically, check with lands ministry, check with government. This is the stages, this is steps that the minister explained. This is directly from the minister. Like I said, I've given this advice before, but I'm giving it now again, for those of you who missed the first video. But this is direct from the minister as well. It says you need to submit your survey plans to the front desk at the ministry. Yeah, so when you go to the ministry, they have a front desk where you can submit your plan. Obviously, after your due diligence, you have the documents from the people. You've done your due diligence. Obviously, your surveyor will do your own plan for you, your survey plan. That should be submitted to the front desk. And then they'll do something they call state land clearance. You need to get that. Okay, I didn't know that before, but now that because the states own the land, you need to do state land clearance. Guys, please click the like button for me. Yeah, I want more likes. I got 15 people. I want more likes so that the video go around. So you need to do state land clearance. Yeah. So I think they're going to do that. They're going to have an office for that as well. So whether it's private land or state land, they need to check that. They're going to check that to ensure that that land is not a state land, so that when you buy it, the government does not come back and say, hold up, this is our land. Like what's happening now in Tokyo, in the peninsula, not just Tokyo, the whole of the peninsula after number 2. Lots of people who bought land there, who's got conveyance signed by the government. This very government signed it. Now they're going around saying they own those lands. So that's why this time, when you go and submit that survey plan, they will double check first that that land is not owned by the states before they will go to the next stage. Now, the next stage, is they'll take you to the country planning. Country planning, okay? And that is to ensure that your documents matches the land that these guys are trying to sell you. So the document that they showed you. So let me say that again. And this has happened to me one time actually. Thankfully, I had a good surveyor at the time. People will show you documents and say we have a land that we're selling. That document, you will take it to Lance, you take it to Roxy. That document will prove that yes, those guys own that land that is shown on that document. All right. But what's also does happen is the document they've showed you, when you take your surveyor to go survey the land, if your surveyor is a good surveyor, when they come back to plot that measurements, they will then realize that the document they've showed you does not represent the actual plot of land that they are trying to sell you. That document is not registered for that land, it's somewhere else. So that is why the lands are now doing this thing they call country planning to ensure that the document match, yeah, the land. To me, that makes perfect sense because, like I said, it almost happened to me. I was helping somebody buy land. These guys gave us the document. We went and checked. Yes, their name is a Roxy building. Their name is at lands. Match everything. Match the LS number. Everything. Surveyor went to survey it and thought, and he thought, hang on a minute, this look odd. Something's not right here. They went back to the office to plot it. They realized that that document is not, for the land that they're trying to sell you. It does not match at all. So for those of you who doesn't know this, watch out for that as well in Sierra Leone. But the government is saying now they're going to try and help people do this. If they do, that would be great. All right, let me read some comments quickly before I carry on. Sierra Leone is not a crown colony, and dual citizenship recognized since 2006. All right, thank you for that, Hajiba. But it's just strange now then, the minister is saying that Freetown is a crown colony, therefore all lands in Freetown is owned by the state. It's strange. I was going through earlier on, like, well, not just earlier on, all these last few days, I've been trying to read through the Land Act, but I'm so busy, I didn't read all of it. But I was just trying to look for where it says Freetown is still a crown colony, and so all land belongs to the government. I was just trying to figure that out. I haven't read it all yet, so I don't know all the answers yet, but some of you might know. But I like your contributions, guys. Thanks for that. Thank you very much. Please click the like button again. Yeah, let's get these numbers up and share this. Now, so why do I have to submit a survey plan before I know I have a clear title? Well, the survey plan that you're submitting is not necessarily probably yours. It will be the people you're buying from. Usually, if they have the document, they'll give that to you. They'll give you a survey plan and their own conveyance, which you can take to the ministry. But once you've gone through all this I'm reading, obviously the director will now sign your conveyance, and the minister will sign it as well, or mostly it's the director that signs it. That's given to you. Then you go and do your conveyance with a lawyer. Now, from what the minister is saying is that conveyance has to come back now for the title deed thing that they need to register. Does that make sense, Mr. Jackson? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused over the whole thing. So if I'm not articulating this properly, I'm sorry, because it just baffled me that hold up. I got conveyance. How come all of a sudden now I have to now register it again? I've already paid the taxes to the government. I've already registered it. I've got all the stamps on it. What's happening? Are they going to stop giving the stamps? You're just going to get the lawyer to do it and then take it to this new office they're going to create to do the deeds? Or am I going to go back? I'm going to go through the same process of getting the lawyer to do this conveyance, go to Roxy building for them to stamp, sign, they pay all the taxes, then go back to government again to say, there you go, now let me get title deed and pay for that again. I don't know. And so maybe that's what they're gonna tell us. But once they make that announcement, I'll figure it out, and then I'll ask questions. I'll ask my lawyers to look into it. Then I'll share that information with you guys. Or if any of you get the information, you can pass it on. Let's share it. For me, the idea is about helping each other, so we all have information, because we are all in this business. We need to make sure we got the best possible information, so we're not losing. Yeah. So basically, that's what it is. So country planning to ensure the land, the document matches the land, and then you get the director of surveys, check it first, they sign, then before it gets to the minister. Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier on, the minister says all lands across the country are going to be surveyed. when the system in place. So when they have this country planning system in place and this title deed in place, they're going to register all of them. And he's saying that there is already funding for that, for them to have this office up and running. So that's good. Now, so there's another word he mentioned. It says quality and access to land. So I think I touched about that on that earlier on. So basically, women don't need permission anymore from their husbands or husband's family, not the husband anyway, from the husband's family, because as you know, what used to happen when the husband dies, the woman will have to get permission from the family to carry on, using the land that they had, you know what I mean? So now you don't need that anymore because of this new land law that they've passed, this bill. So, and then I mentioned again the Creoles. You can now buy land everywhere in the country. It doesn't have to just be in Freetown now anymore. So Creoles buy land, and I love that idea anyway. We're all Sierra Leoneans. We should be able to buy land anywhere. You can. I know, of course, this is not nobody's like whatever fault. This law has been there for God knows how long, but I think it's way overdue, and I'm glad they've passed this law that whether you're Creole or not, as long as you're Sierra Leonean, you should be able to buy land, and that's more important. We're all Sierra Leoneans, so yeah. Again, I've touched on this anyway. There's another. He was saying all of you. I've touched on it about the deeds registration thing. Conveyance does not give you title to land. Again, okay, that's just. Oh, that's the one thing he says. It says the conveyance is just a transaction. Let me read that. It's a transaction evidence. That's what he says. So thankfully I note that down. It's a conveyance is transaction evidence and not title deed. So I'm not sure why it has to be stamped, signed, and registered at Roxy Building then, if that's the case. Why do we have to take it to Roxy Building? It means once the lawyer have signed it, the sellers, the people who sell the land, have signed it, you sign it, maybe get witness to sign it or your lawyer. That should be it. I don't have to go pay tax to government and go to Roxy Building, or I just pay the tax and go do the title deed thing. So I don't know what the minister was trying to say there. Unfortunately, like I said, I was not live there to ask him this kind of questions. I would have loved to be there, So yeah, so once that land is registered, that's when it's yours, the title deed, basically. All right, let's see what else. They were talking. He mentioned about. Okay, so he mentioned about the raffle thing they do. I don't know if some of you know about the raffle thing. So the government has been doing. I think they've done it twice or three times now, where they do kind of not raffle. Is it raffle? You know the word, whatever. They put names in. You apply for land, basically state land, and they put your names in a paper, blah 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 blah, put in a big container thing. People roll and they get a member of the public to pull out your name. So they do a draw basically. So you can win state land or something like that. They will list you land, etc. So he's saying now they're going to open that to market women and Okada riders. So in the past, they've done, I think, nurses, teachers, doctors, they've done those before. And they've done, I think, just general public. Now they are looking to do market women and Okada riders. So he hasn't stated the actual date yet, but they're going to be doing that. So that could be the next draw they're going to do for those market women and those guys riding Okada. So for those of you who know people who are market women in Sierra Leone, basically those women you see who sell, I don't know, on Abacha streets or other places in Sierra Leone, alert them, let them know. And so they can probably send applications in. You never know, they might be lucky to get 2 town lots, etc. Okada guys as well, riding Okada. If you know anybody's riding Okada or Keke in Freetown, alert them as well. Or if not just in Freetown, even the whole of Sierra Leone, really, alert them as well. They should send applications in. You never know, they might be lucky to get land. Obviously, state land, it means you're going to lease it and then pay bit by bit, but of course it's cheap. And you probably may have to develop it within 2 years or so, I don't know. But that's the idea. So good news for Okada and Keke riders, as well as the market women. Yeah, that's really good. All right, let me read. What's this man? What's Mr. Jackson saying? Well, There is a risk that more than one person could have conveyance for land. How will that situation be resolved? Oh, well, that's a very serious one. So, oh my God, these are the issues that's been around for God knows how long. Loads of most of the cases in courts in Sierra Leone is about land disputes, and these kind of things happen, Mr. Jackson. Unfortunately, these kind of situations happens in Sierra Leone. This is why I question the government. This is where I question them, because they are the ones, well, people like me anyway, we go to these guys and say, hey, I've seen this land somewhere that I want to buy. Is it true that this person who is showing this document owns this land? I go to lands, I go to Roxy Building. These are the two main places where they should be able to say yes or no. So we rely on them to say yes or no. But it turns out sometimes they'll say yes, and you go and buy it, but it turns out somebody else has bought it before. What's happened is people within the lands ministry or etc. or in those organizations are playing so much tricks. They can go and change figures and numbers, you know. I mean, they change numbers or whatever, LS number, etc. It's crazy. Like he mentioned about somebody who bought land that is meant to be somewhere in Waterloo or something like that. When they check the LS number, the land is actually is in Cotton Tree and the State House. So that person owns the whole of State House because his LS number is registered around the State House in the Cotton Tree area. The land is in Waterloo though. So how did that happen? Somebody within the ministry have done that. Somebody sold them land, they swapped the names over and sell it to them. Again, that's another land situation I was involved in. I was helping somebody to buy land again in Kerrytown. These guys gave me the documentation. So I went to do the checks. When we went to lands, thankfully, again, my surveyor was good enough to detect that that land, the name that is on it, does not match the original LS number. So they've tweaked it, you know, I mean, remove somebody's name and put somebody's name on the LS number. But when we check Roxy Building, though, everything is fine there, their name, because Roxy Building does not necessarily have the deal with LS or whatever. They have just page number or whatever, and then they register the conveyance that meets them at the time. So it's fine at Roxy, but when we went to Lance say, hold on, this LS number have somebody else's name on it. So they've removed somebody's name on the paper they had, the survey paper, and put somebody else's name on it. So it's complicated. So the governments in this case, in this conveyance thing, really need to look after it. Maybe what these steps that I've just mentioned here, maybe the government is going to try now and clarify this and stop this nonsense happening with all these checks that they are saying they're going to be doing. But as we know, it is the individuals that work in these offices that needs to really be honest and help out. They really need to be honest and help out. Do not change somebody's details. If the land is not good, it's not it's not a state land, or it's not does not match the documents, say that, and that's it. That's your job. You're there to save people. You're there to save people's money, prevent argument, prevent court issues. So yeah, so the risk of having conveyance, or two people having conveyance for one land, that has always been there. And I blame people in the government, I blame the ministry, I blame people there working there for these kind of situations, because that's where they're paid. They're paid to do clarification, you know, to help people out and prevent these issues. But some people just don't have pride in their jobs. Hopefully it's going to end now with all these measures in place. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that ends, because it's not just good for business, it's not good for investment, really, you know. So fingers crossed, if you're buying land, that you buy it from the right people and nobody else comes and say it's theirs, you know. That's the only thing you can pray for. But yeah, I got hope that this will change slowly, because obviously there's more information online and people are being made more aware. Like we're here now talking about it. This video is going to be here forever, God willing. More people are talking about it, and people are sharing information. So the fact the minister was saying they're going to, obviously the reason why they're going to survey the whole of Sierra Leone is to ensure that everything is digital, everything's going to be digitized, So if I'm going to sell you land now, I just need to give you a certain code or whatever number that you can put in your phone, and you'll see that, okay, boom, Cabo Properties own that land from your mobile phone. So if that happens, that again to me is great news. We need to ensure that things are registered, things are signed with the right people. So when I say I have land, you just need to go into your phone and punch details and see the land and know, yes, this area, the area belongs to Cabo Properties. You understand? So that's good. Hopefully, again, there's not going to be some dodgy people in the offices that's going to change the numbers, because I work in IT, so I understand how people can change numbers online. You know what I mean? When they're in charge of that. You know, I work in IT for a long time, so I studied AI. As I know, people can go back and change stuff, unfortunately. Hi, Josephine. How you doing? Josephine, you good? I know you were sorting out land situation. How is that going? Have you managed to get any daylight on that? Okay, what's Mr. West Africa saying? Whoever is doing that needs serious prison time. Absolutely. Whoever is doing double selling and stuff, people like that needs to be held accountable. And that's the problem though. People do this double selling thing, and then they go to court, and then obviously you bought your land. You don't have time to go to court getting lawyers and stuff. You just frustration. And some of these guys get away with it, or they spend years and years in court. You just get fed up. But serious actions need to be taken, excuse me, to prevent this. You know, we really, really need to take action. You know, it's a shame that people have to go through it. People double sell. I know stories of people who've bought land, or they're trying to buy land next minute, and the lawyers as well are involved. That's the unfortunate, but lawyers even are involved. Some lawyers will sell you land or help sell you land. They know it's not documented well, or that land is owned by somebody else, but they gain it as well. Unfortunately, you know, I hate to say these things, but that's the truth. I have to say it and let you guys know. I know somebody who bought land, somebody else sell the land. What's just reason? It's unfortunately that two lawyers are involved in my case. Ah, there you go. So there you go. There's somebody here who two lawyers are involved in her case. She still hasn't got her land. You know. Oh man, sorry about that, Josephine. You know, it's unfortunate that this has happened, but this has to stop. We need to do things properly in Sierra Leone so that we can do business, so that we can do investment. People can invest. I live here in the UK. Of course, I go to Sierra Leone often, and I'm always down there doing businesses and here. But we want to do more. I know people here want to do more. In fact, people are non-Sierra Leoneans who knows me, friends I have here in London, that want to invest in building properties and make rents and stuff like that, and other businesses. But with these kind of situations, it just prevents that. You know, what about zoning codes for lands that are raffled? Is it residential zoning only? Um, to be honest, I don't know. I've never been to this raffle thing. I've never, obviously, I don't take part in it. I've just heard the government announce it, and I just put the message out there for people to hear it, for anybody who's interested who might be lucky. But I think they're just doing residential for now for the raffle thing. It's all residential, but they're selling. The government is selling land though. I think I don't know if you've already sold it, but they got land they're selling. I think around John Obey end. They're saying part of it is for commercial, and other part of it is for residential. So check with the Ministry of Lands if you're interested, Mr. Jackson. If you're interested in buying land for commercial, check with Ministry of Lands. Long ago, they were advertising land for commercial, as then they have some others for residential. The raffle thing that they're doing is mainly, from my understanding, is mainly for residential so far. They're trying to give resident. I think they're doing it by like two town lots, because they're saying they want people to have access to land. So they're doing like two town lots, and they've planned the whole place. I think recently they went and handed over land to those people in John Obey and somewhere else along the peninsula. And then I think they're about to do similar thing in Toke. But I think Toke is mainly for the military, something like that, and the police. They're going to try, and they're plotting it at the minute. And I think they're going to give two town lot to soldiers and police. And then I think they're going to go to mile 13, that's area as well. Basically, they're looking for all the state land that's available, plot all of it, and then start to do raffle to give. But I think mostly they're focusing on residential for now. Okay, and the minister did mention that they are talking to some company to come and build low-cost housing and what's it called, service housing. Over here in the UK we call it council housing. So I don't know how they call it in the US. Council housing they're looking to build as well as low-cost housing. They said they're talking to some company, which is great news as well. It means people can will be able to have pay rent cheap, and then hopefully you have council housing as well. I don't know how's that going to work in Sierra Leone, because most people does not work in Sierra Leone. They don't have jobs. And then so even the rent, I think sometimes they struggle, because if majority of the people does not work, they can't even afford rent anyway. But hey, that's one thing we need to cross over. I think they need to create more jobs. you know. But anyway, I'm not here to talk politics. I'm here to talk more about land and stuff. Right, guys, please don't forget to click the like button, share this video, and donate, please. I'm doing this tree planting project. I really need your donations, guys, okay? Please click the $sign, donate whatever you can towards a tree project that we're doing in Sierra Leone. Yeah, whilst we're building, means we're using timber, we need to be planting trees to look after the environment. Yeah, as you all know, the flooding is happening in Freetown, not just in Freetown, everywhere in Sierra Leone. We need to plant trees and stuff. That is why we have this charity that we're supporting called Carina Environmental Project, which was started by me. And then we're planting trees. I've planted 200 already, and we're going to be doing more. I'm working with school children up in Kamakwe to do that. So please donate towards that. And I also support girls in music. So support us on that as well. I'm a musician, by the way. In fact, last night I was performing in Camden. So for those of you who don't know, know I do music. Last night I performed. I did a big, not big, but I did a good gig in Camden. It was amazing. A lot of people turned up. So please support, donate, because the donation goes towards the girls I'm supporting in Israel and to learn music. If you want to check my music out, you can head to my YouTube after this, called Showers Jalo or Showers TV. You will see most of my songs on there. I got a new song out called Happy Birthday. It's on there. Go check it out. And I'm everywhere. You can find me everywhere on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just put Showers Jalo. Google my name. You'll see me everywhere with my music. Go support him, man. Go subscribe over there as well. And then you basically listen to all of my songs, see all the videos I put out, and then so you know what I do. Oh, that you don't see $sign. So below where the comments are, below there's a $sign there. There's a face which says add reaction, and there's a $sign, there's a plus sign. I can see on my computer anyway. I don't know if you're using a computer or your mobile phone, but you can, if you look down the comment section, just where you type in underneath there, it should be there. If you can't find it at all, you can click under this video on the description. I have the links there. Like I have the GoFundMe link, I've got the PayPal link. It's all on there. You can click there and donate whatever you can to the GoFundMe page. It's up to you, whichever way you're able to do it. That'll be great. Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, the sign is down there. So yeah, don't forget, go click to my music as well. Showers Jalo, go subscribe and then watch the videos that I do. And then yeah, share it as well, man. Let's get the channels growing. Let's get that channel grow as well, please. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's carry on with the land situation, guys. Okay, I've touched on the social housing that's coming up, and the thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So yeah, so basically the next project that the next big project that the government is going to focus on is the social housing and the affordable housing for people in Sierra Leone. I hope that those of us JCs, the JCs not going to go there and start renting all this affordable housing and then make it all expensive again. Please don't do that. Leave that for the Sierra Leoneans who live there. They don't have jobs, man. They're struggling. JCs, most of us can afford to go either buy land or build or rent somewhere a little bit more high end. Leave this for the locals, please. And they are saying this low cost housing that they're going to be doing and this social housing, they want Sierra Leoneans to invest in it. That's what the minister said. They want Sierra Leoneans to invest. They don't just want to leave it out to foreign investors. So they're encouraging us first to invest. So for those of you here, you have some money, you have some money and you're looking to invest in housing, this is an opportunity. And if it's going to come from the government, it looks like it's going to be guaranteed. Like you don't have to argue with anybody over conveyance or who owns it, who doesn't own it. Yeah. So fingers crossed This goes ahead. If you're here in America, UK, Australia, anywhere about you are in the world and you can afford it, get involved, invest in the social housing or the low-cost housing, or they're calling it affordable housing, so that basically make that an investment. If you are able to build one or two or purchase one or two or three that you can then rent out for cheap, why not? It's a long-term investment for you. Myself, if I have any extra money, I'll do that. I mean, I'm building some apartment right now, so I think I'm stretched. But if I have extra money, I'll certainly will buy or help build one of those and rent it for cheap to people, because either way, it's a long-term investment anyway, and you're helping people as well, creating job opportunities and giving people free and cheap accommodation. The new city to be built in New York will address the housing market as they are looking to build 10,000 homes. The city is called the Motherland City. They are looking for people to be part of it. Boom. Yes, Hajiba. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I think that's part of it. That's what the guys were talking about in New York, and I think they're going to look other areas as well. I think that's what they were saying, and that would be great if they really build it or they get investors. That would be great. The government just needs to mean it and then ensure that they secure people. They make sure there's proper documentation that secures people investment, because that's what investors always worried about. Investors always worry of, if they invest now, what happens 5 years time or 10 years time, you know. Gladys, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for donating. I really appreciate you for that. God bless. I'm still waiting for my refund. Two lawyers are Josephine, I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but I know it's not laughing matter, but I'm laughing because it's just the idea of lawyers who are meant to protect you. They are involved in, like, treating you, duping you, basically. They're, I don't understand it. I can't comprehend this when the lawyers are meant to be there for you, to look after you, yet they seem to be the ones taking from you. That is what I don't get. It's beyond me. Well, it's a shame. Sorry about that, but it's a shame. Hopefully, they'll refund you. Keep pushing them, keep putting them under pressure. If it comes to the worst point, maybe get anti-corruption involved. Again, I don't know how much they're able to do, but they'll probably get anti-corruption involved. If possible, listen, we can talk about it here on my channel. If they're not going to pay you, you know their names, you want us to blast them, name and shame them, we can do that here. Maybe not today, but any other time, whatever you're comfortable. We can name and shame them on here. We can share this around, tell people that, hey, these guys owe this lady money. They need to pay her money. They need to refund you back, because if you can't get the land, they need to refund you. It's not fair. So you've worked so hard for your money. You can't go there trying to invest and they use you like that. That's not fair. Yeah. So let us know at your time. Let us know. We will talk about it on our channel here, everywhere. We'll blast them. And I know other people as well on YouTube who I will talk to as well, who will blast them as well. All right. But yeah, so this new city they're trying to build, that would be a great, idea. That's a great idea. That would be amazing for the locals, for people. So I hope the governments ensure that people's investments are secured, as in with proper documentation, signed and guarantee long term. And then those of us who can afford it, please go and do that and invest, because again, it's an investment for you. You're also helping providing jobs, but also you're providing what's it called? Cheap. You're helping people not to be on the streets. Basically, that's what it is. People, rent, because Shalom rent is very expensive. I'm honest with you, and a lot of people. I was trying to rent a little studio thing I did recently. Yeah, I could see a lot of people struggling, so I had to bring the rent down. I had to really bring it down to help one young person stay in that, because they are students and they're struggling. So I said, okay, listen, you're young, manage it. He said, just a little studio anyway. So it's crazy because it's always difficult. So we need to get involved more to support, and the government need to support us in terms of security, so that we can go there and invest more and build more. I've got land there. I've not built on all of it yet because I haven't got all the money complete yet. You know what I mean? So that's why I was looking for investors to team up with me so we can go build more properties there. But I'm building slowly. The land is still there. I'm building slowly as I go along. I haven't got all the millions I need to do like a massive industrial kind of style building. But I'm doing it bit by bit. We're doing it as we go along. My company is doing its best. It's just few of us. We're trying to do our best to build as we go along slowly and develop it. But if there's anybody out there listening, you got enough money, you think, okay, yes, a good idea, let's go invest. Contact us, caboproperties@gmail.com. Let's go invest on the land and build 10 maybe apartments and then rent them. Yeah. Will the land minister be able to help this dear lady? Possibly. Maybe that's what you could do, Josephine, actually. Probably go to the lands, go to the office, turn up there and ask that you want to speak to the minister. Turn up there. He himself says that sometimes he does these things where public people he can talk to them, he can listen to their questions and stuff like that. So perhaps turn up there. Well, I know you're not in Sierra Leone, I think you're in the US. But if you have your brother or somebody who's guaranteed or sister who is strong down there, go to the ministry and ask to see the minister. You understand? Ask to see the minister, write to them, send them an email, send an email direct to the minister. Let's see if I can find this email address actually. Let's see if I can find the minister's email address on the platform. So send him an email directly and explain. I think it says public relations. I think that's just the general. I don't think it's direct to the minister, but I'll give you this one just in case if you need it, Josephine. It's public relations at molhcp.gov.sl. I think let me see if I can type that in here. So email them. Let me type it up. Email lands minister for Mr. Turad, yeah? Mr. Turad Senesie. That's how he spells it, I think. Let me double check that's how he spells it, so I don't make a mistake on that one. Okay. Yeah, Turad Senesie on typing in there, yeah. PUBLIC, public relations at Ministry of MOLHCP, yep, that's correct. .gov.sl. I think that's the email address. Email that, and I will address it direct to the minister, Mr. Turad Senesie, and then hopefully you'll reach him or his secretary, something like that. I'm gonna try again to see if I can find any more ways you can reach him directly. I mean, there's a telephone number as well. I'll put in the telephone number. Hold on. Okay. Five, 6, 724-536. Yeah, that's also a telephone number. Try and see if you can ring that telephone number, and just explain and say you want to speak to Mr. Senesie's secretary, and then explain to them a situation. Yeah, but also write them an email so that send it, address it to the minister, and then the secretary hopefully will pick it up. If you have somebody in Sierra Leone, like we mentioned, see if they can turn up at the ministry and request to speak to the minister, because this is serious. If they've got all your money that you've spent and a lawyer is involved, I think it's not fair that you have to struggle. And so many people struggle like that. But take those steps and see what happens. Hopefully you get good news from that. But push them as much as you can. Like I mentioned, let us know if they're not going to give you, if the lawyers are not doing what they need to do to give you your money, or whoever is involved. If it comes to the point where we have to put them on blast here, we are happy to do that. I will come on here, we do live, we talk about them, blast them, share the video everywhere. And I'll tell more other people as well who I know, to just, put those guys on blast. We need to speak up and take actions, and hopefully that will, stop this nonsense. The real estate market price in Freetown don't match the income capacity of the masses of the country. So what's driving what you've just mentioned there, Mr. Jackson, is actually fact. That's what I was saying. It doesn't match at all. The income, you know, people in Israel, the majority, most of those things, like even the land that they're selling, when the government announced that land they're selling, I was like, whoa, what's going on? It's too expensive. It's way too expensive. I don't see why they're selling the land that much. You know what I mean? They're saying, well, because it's secured, this government will give it. That means there's no argument. Yes. But you sell land according to the value of the land, not just because government say this. Yeah, that's part of it. But that area is not that developed. I'm sorry, it isn't. We have land in Tokyo. I go to Tokyo all the time. The road is not even fixed yet. There's a little bit that's still not fixed yet. People are building, but nothing is fixed. So it's, transportation is not easy to get there. Even electrics are not there yet. All those pylons, they call it, those big poles they put to pass the main line cables, it's not there yet. So, you know what I mean? So they can't go sell land that much, So I was like, they want Australians to buy, especially they said locals, but then you sell it that much money. How many people in Australia can afford that? When most people don't work, they don't have jobs. And even if they have jobs, they pay them, 5 million, 6 million or so. When are they going to have money to buy land? So, which is why what they're doing in terms of the raffle, I think, okay, I support that idea. It's a good idea. If they're doing it genuinely, that's a good idea because it means you don't have to have money now to buy land. You can lease, government can lease you land and then you pay for it bit by bit as you go along, or every year at least, until you're able to develop it, and fine. But again, if you're paying people 5, 6 million leons, which is like 5,000 new leons or 6,000 new leons, I'm not sure. I've got houses. I've built one or two. I'm building another one. So I understand how difficult it is to build a house. So if you're earning 5,000, 6,000 leons, how's that going to work? How are you able to build a house? Because even the government land, when they lease it to you, you may have to develop it within 2 years. If you don't, they might take it back off you. So how is that going to work if people don't have jobs? So definitely the renting, buying of houses or whatever, the government need to really check those as well and then help. Basically, I think they need to create more jobs for people, and that also comes by investors coming in. So they have to find a way to get more investors into the country to do businesses, big manufacturing, big whatever that is, and get people into jobs so that they get money, because then that helps the economy, in fact, because people will pay taxes. It means people are able to buy food. It means people are able to rent. All those things will happen. That doesn't mean obviously the rent still should be, I mean, raised higher or whatever, escalated, but they need to just ensure that more people are in work, especially young people are working. A lot of young people who are there between the age of, I don't know, 20 to 30, even 35, don't have work. And that's the age people want to settle down. They want to have their own little apartment here, start making family here. And that means money. That means they need money to be able to rent a little studio or 2-bedroom flat or 1-bedroom flat where they can start their life with their family. It means they're paying rent, paying tax, whatever, but you have to have the job first. So government needs to really look into creating the opportunities, inviting investors, Israeli non-Israeli, get them in there, give them the best deals, secure their investments, and so they can employ people. It's not rocket science. So yeah, we need to focus on those things. Okay, I want to touch quickly on buildings. I made a video which I released last week about one of the apartments we're building in I don't care, with mainly with regards to emergency exits, emergency basically to secure yourself when you're in the house. In Sierra Leone, people build houses. We put all these guards, these grills, to prevent people coming in to do us whatever, harm us. But we sometimes don't think of how to get out when there's an emergency, especially fire. And Israeli fire brigade is poor. We haven't got fire force effective in, they're there, but they're not effective enough. They're not fast, and we don't have enough. Because when I was in Sierra Leone the last time, there was a fire next door, well, few houses down, because there was no fire force in that town in I don't care. It took, we had to call fire force from wherever. They came, which was good, but it was not quick enough, in my opinion. And I tried to ring them myself. I couldn't even get through. I think it was the police station that rang. They got them. I tried to ring the emergency number. I didn't get through. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is, for those of you who are building in Sierra Leone, or those of you who are going to build, think of, even if you've built now, think of putting fire exit grills or windows in your house. Also put fire doors in your house, especially the interior doors. Try to make sure they're fire warned. I'm not sure we have those in Sierra Leone. I'm not sure they are manufactured in Sierra Leone, but those of us who live in Europe and America, in the Western world, we have those. Especially in the UK, we have fire doors. Right now, the house here, all the doors inside are fire. In fact, it's mandatory. All the doors has to be fireproof. So what I've done for this apartment, I've shipped all the interior doors. They're all fireproof, because I don't think we have those in Sierra Leone. So I'm saying, for those of us who live here, if you're building, do that. It's a shame that we have to do it, but I think it's for your security, or those who are going to live in the house. Get yourself fireproof doors. Get yourself the fire exit grills put in your house. Don't just put grills and block everything. Get fire exits. There's a video that I released last week. You can check it on my channel after this. You will see an example of those there that I've already installed. We've already installed those in the building. You will see example of what I'm talking about. It's basic stuff we've done, but it's effective. You can open it from the inside with just simple clicks and you get out. And it's difficult for somebody to put their hand through to open it from the outside. First of all, they're not going to know, in fact, that there's fire exit there, and they can't see even where the lock is. Okay, but the locks are there, simple clicks, and you're out. You break the glass or slide the glass if you have sliding glass, and you get out. I think it's important to have those in strategic locations in your building, so that if there's fire, you can get out. The other thing you need to do, for those of us again who lives over here, get yourself smoke alarms and put in strategic areas in your houses in Sierra Leone. It's important. Please do that. Right. SL is sitting on a tourist vacation gold mine, but Freetown and the beaches will need to be better organized and presented. That will create thousands of. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. If we just look after those beaches that we have there, we organize it well, and we organize tourism. And of course, crossing from Freetown from Lunge to Freetown as well. If we organize that as well, listen, that place will boom with tourism. I've been to a lot of touristic countries. In fact, I'm going to Greece. Again, tourists go there a lot. I'm going to Greece in a few weeks' time. I've been to Spain and then places, Portugal. I've done videos on Portugal as well. So go check here. You'll see I travel. I did all me traveling there and back. I did the beach. I did film a lot of the places. Just to show us and compare and say, hey, look what we could do as well. Look how we can try and do this to see, to get tourism. I've been to Portugal. I saw the beach in Matosinhos. It's nowhere as nice. In fact, it's fake beach. The sand, you can tell, is fake they brought there. It's nowhere compared to Sierra Leone. Nowhere as nice to any of the beaches we have in Sierra Leone. But look how many people go to Portugal. Sierra Leone, look what we have. So we need to do something with that. They need to clean the beaches, put proper structures there for bars or whatever. And then what else? Help people to get to Sierra Leone easily, especially crossing from that airport to Freetown. We need to find a way to make that easy. Brand new ferries, or if they are able to build a bridge, God bless them. So make life easier. Make more flights start to go to Sierra Leone, so it's cheaper to fly to Sierra Leone. Trust me, man, Sierra Leone will boom with tourism, and the government will not have to worry about youth unemployment, because tourism will bring employment. Of course, tourism has its own issues as well, but that is why the government need to empower the young people. But tourism will bring jobs, will bring money into the economy. Imagine that if you have 1 million people travel to your country each year, and let's say they get to the airport, you pay $10 or £10 for your visa to get in at the airport. 1 million people do that a year. $10 or £10, whatever equivalent that is. £10, $15 you pay when you get to the airport as your entry visa. 1 million per year alone is enough to do a lot. Lots of young people will get jobs. Lots of businesses will boom. Of course, taxis, etc. Hotels. I mean, I don't have to go through the list. We all know what it brings. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the tourism industry or the tourism minister and those people are doing, the tourism board, what they're doing right now. To be fair, I know recently they had the what's it called, the Bamako thing, the Budapest Bamako, is it Bamako? Budapest rally thing that they did. It ended in Freetown. I think it's the second time that it's happening. They did first one just before the Ebola, sorry. First one just before the Corona. And now they've done this other one again a few weeks ago, which is great for those few people to go there and try to raise awareness. But I think we need to do a lot more than that. We really need to push the tourism but of course, do the basics first in the country. Do the basics, as in get all those beaches cleaned, all those national parks that we have, all those monuments that we have looked after, prepared, nicely and preserved, all the history, so that the history is there. All the cultural stuff that we have are preserved. All the dance troops are looked after, like trained well, pay them well so they can design stuff for them. There's so much we need to do really to get tourism, but we need to do all those basics. Once we get all those basics in place, get that Lungi to Freetown thing sorted, then tourists will come. And I know lots of people in England here who want to go to Sierra Leone, who I know who are non-Sierra Leoneans, white, black, but they're non-Sierra Leone. They want to go because they've seen my videos. I work with them. They've heard me talk about Sierra Leone. They love the idea. They want to come to Sierra Leone. But when they start to check about all the struggles to get to Sierra Leone, flights, tickets, they're like, what? Why is it that expensive to go to Sierra Leone when I could go to Spain easily? I could go to Morocco. I could go to Egypt. I could go here. I could go Maldives. I could go. So we need to do something, Mr. Jackson. We need to really do something as people, as country, government. Something has to be done. Okay, so all right. So what's the time? It's coming up to 11. I think those are the main things I wanted to touch on today. If I'm honest with you guys, I'm happy for you guys to ask questions or share your ideas if you have any. Meanwhile, don't forget to donate, please, to this charity thing I'm doing, the trees and the music. And then share this video around. And then if you have any more questions, always reach out to us, caboproperties@gmail.com. For those of you who are in here who haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe. And please, please, please click that like button. Yeah, click the like button. So that's because that's how YouTube will know that people like this video. Then they will share it more. If people don't click the like button, YouTube will think, well, nobody likes this video. So why are we going to share with anyone? But if you click the like button, like now I got 15 people and it's only 12 likes. So if 3 more people click like, you'll get up to 15. That will help this video get traction. YouTube will say, yep, let's share this. All right. So please don't forget that. Subscribe, and share it. And don't forget to donate. Any more questions whilst we're here before I go? Yeah, it's coming up to 11 now, but it's all right. I'm happy to be around for another 15 minutes to answer any questions if there's anybody. If not, I will have to leave you guys. But these are the things I wanted to talk about. So don't forget, before we go, let me recap. Don't forget that they're going to create, don't forget that conveyance does not give you title deed. Does not mean you own this land, even if you have conveyance. They're going to have people register to get title deeds, even if you get a conveyance. Conveyance is only a confirmation of transaction according to the minister. That's what he says. So just know that. So if you have conveyance, watch out for when they're going to announce for you to go and do your registration to get your title deed. That's going to come out. And then what else you need to know? Women don't have permissions anymore from their husband's family to carry on owning the land that you had with your husband. When your husband dies, you have right to go ahead now to do it, which is good. Creoles can now buy land up country as well. That's really good because it didn't used to before. The next big project is to do the affordable housing and social housing by the government. That's also good. And then Okada women, Okada riders and Keke riders and market women, they're going to be considered next for the next land raffle draw by the government as well. So that's brilliant. And the land procedure, the documentation procedure is do your due diligence first. And that's one of the ways to do it is to submit these documents to the front desk at the ministry. They would do the checks as well, state land clearance. They will have the office for that where they're going to check that whether your land is state land or not. And then country plan is going to ensure that the document that you have that these people are selling you shows you match the land that they're selling. Okay, that's what country plan is going to do for you. Then of course director will sign it, will sign your survey document. Right, what's the question? What's going on with the lands at John Obi? There is too much confusion. Mr. Timothy Philip, I think the government is there. Some people, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know exactly, but I know that for sure that government has given lands through this raffle thing to some people, and they've gone there and demarcated where the road is, where the houses should be, how the houses should face. They've got all the plans. That's what they're saying. So some people have already started building. That's what the government is saying. So basically, that's what's happening. They've done the raffle. People got lands that governments have leased. So, and the government is planning. They said they're going to build like a shopping center, etc. there as well. So that's what's happening there. So I think basically the government has stopped people buying lands or in those areas or doing anything until they say so again. They're plotting lands in that area. It's okay, especially if it's on the left-hand axis. Once you pass number 2 river, anything on the left axis, they are plotting lands. They are two town lots, plotting roads and stuff. And they're going to do raffle. I think some of them is going to be given to the military and police, and they're going to do raffle. All right. So that's what I understand so far. There might be more, but that's what I know from what government is saying. Okay, Gladys, what's Gladys saying? Can you recommend where I can buy good tiles in Sierra Leone, if any? Well, the thing is, it's difficult anyway. But there are shops that sell tiles. It all depends what quality and what you want, really. But there are tiles in Sierra Leone. Like I've got tiles in the building that we have right now. They've been there since 2015. They're fine. Nothing happened to them. My whole bathroom is tiled up, down. The whole room, the living room, everywhere is tiled. Nothing happened. I bought them from some Lebanese dude long ago. The other ones I bought from one Australian lady, but those tiles came from Saudi, I think. Those ones I have in the living room and in the bedrooms came from Saudi. But I think the thing is the only person that not only person, I know people who sell tiles, but one guy that recently my builder bought tiles from said they're very good, and that's from one guy in Lumley. Again, just a few weeks ago, we tiled one of the other apartments that we built, but the tiles are good. I just bought them from one of the Lebanese shops in Lumley. Or no, actually, no, that's not true. I bought those from one Australian store in Lumley. Then some I bought from a store that is opposite our house in I don't care. They look very good to me. They're proper tiles, and then they're really, really cool as well. So really, I mean, Gladys, it depends what levels you're looking for. If you're looking at those levels that they have, like in Nigeria, I've seen those Nigerian buildings, or those Ghanaians, those fancy kind of ones. To be frank with you, I've not seen any kind of shop that sells those kind of quality yet in Sierra Leone, or that those looks in Sierra Leone yet. I've not gone to all of the shops though, by the way, but the ones I've seen around, I've checked in, I've not seen that kind of high quality. You may have to get those from here and ship to Sierra Leone. Like my cousin is going to Italy in the next few weeks to just look at tiles, because we were talking about tiling as well. So he's going to go over there. Yeah, we're doing a big project in New York. It's got 2 massive houses there. So we're looking out to tile them. So he's going to go to Italy. So what will happen, Gladys, if we keep in touch, once we get that information from Italy, I can pass that on to you. And then we can work something out where we can help you buy them from Italy and ship to Sierra Leone for you if you want that. I'm sure we can talk business on that. But we're gonna go check once we've done those checks in Italy. I might even go with him because I've got 3 weeks coming up that I have some space. I might even go with him to Italy when I come from Greece. Maybe we can do that trip to Italy. Yeah, and see what's there, what's the quality as well. Because I really like those nice tiles, especially the bathroom. I like my bathroom tile up and down. I don't want any mess about. I want to go into the bathroom, feel relaxed. So, and of course, the living room, kitchen, and stuff is just good, for it to look really fancy. But obviously, it's going to be expensive. But hopefully, we'll get some good ones in Italy that are not too expensive. It's probably going to cost you in terms of for the fact that you're going to buy it here in pounds, no, in euros, and then ship it to Sierra Leone. But in Sierra Leone, it's difficult. I know there's another lady I spoke to a few years ago that sent stuff to, that sold some stuff in Sierra Leone, like, tiles, toilet fittings, etc., etc., bathroom fittings, basically. Um, it was a little bit, they're nice, but again, she has to ship them, and then she has a little store. I tried to reach out to her to talk to her to say, let's keep in touch because I can recommend it to people, but she didn't show interest. So I just thought, okay, no problem, I'll leave it. Hey, Liz, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in, Liz. Okay, how is Finland? I hope you're good. We've just been talking about property and land and investment here. Gradis, okay, grade A. Yeah, in Sierra Leone, man, they do have people who sell stuff. It all comes to depends on quality now. I mean, well, not quality in terms of style. You know what I mean? But they sell stuff there. Some shops, you just random shops. If I'm honest, if you have not gone specifically, this shop sells this. But like I said, we're gonna go to Italy. My cousin is going, and I might go with him to look at tiles there as well to get some good quality stuff that we want. So once we get that information, Gladys, we will pass that on to you. And then, yeah, if you want us to help you with that, certainly we'll be delighted to help you with that. Yes, Liz, I hope you're good. We're just talking about land and investments. And as you know, that's all I'm about right now. My head is all about investing in property. So, so we've been discussing for the last hour and a half or so, just talking about it. Yep. So yeah, Gladys, I don't know if you want to ask any more questions, or anybody has got more questions or anything they want to contribute. I'm aiming to end this one by 11 o'clock so that I can do something else. I've got some other things I need to sort out. I'm doing lots of stuff. I've got to do some research for a book I'm writing. I'm writing a book, by the way, so I've got to do research for that. And then I've got some music stuff to organize as well, because I'm going to do a festival in May here in London. So I'm organizing that. So I've got a meeting quickly with one of the venue managers. So it's going to be a busy night for me. I might even pop out to see them in the place. Oh yes, absolutely. It's important, Liz. We need to focus on investing. Yeah. There's not even an argument or debate on that one. We just need to keep focusing on investing as much as we can invest so that our children, our grandchildren will be, be in a better place than we are. It makes sense. Yeah. Mr. Jackson, thanks for the information. I'll be retiring in about a year. I'll be spending more time in Sierra Leone. Absolutely, man. I will say to you, I'm sure you will enjoy it there. You retire in Sierra Leone, you'll enjoy it because obviously it's warm right around the year. And then you have fresh food. You can just chill. I don't know if you have a house there already, but if you got land, get yourself a little, I don't know, bungalow or something somewhere. Chill. Get your nice back garden. You're going to enjoy yourself in Sierra Leone. That's for sure. You just need to secure one or two things there. Your own house. That's all I advise people because rent is a big issue. Well, not big issue. It's a big expenditure renting. If you have your own little bungalow, you have a good backyard where you can grow your little mango and whatever, fruits and veggies around, you're sorted. Perhaps even get a farm. I have a farm, by the way. We have a farm in my hometown as well where we're growing rice. So next no, next month, January, December to January, we're going to be doing harvesting. I have a big rice farm and I'm going to expand it. I'm going to keep not just expanding, in fact, diversify. I'm going to have beans. I'm going to grow cassava. I'm going to grow potato. I'm going to grow peanuts, because why not have them, sell some, eat some, help the community, give them jobs. When I came back in April last time, I brought some rice here, my rice from my farm, organic, fresh. That's what I'm eating. It feels good when you eat. First of all, it's my one that I grew, but also it's fresh and organic. It feels completely different, tastes different. So why not? So Mr. Jackson, maybe that's something you could look into as well. Get your farm, pay people, they grow rice for you, grow you peanuts and stuff. Then you have food from your own farm. What's better than that? And it keeps you busy as well. If you want to, once in a while, you go up country, check your farm, just get the country lifestyle, work in your garden or whatever. Why not? Get a little backyard where you grow little mangoes and pawpaw, sugar cane, sour sap or sweet sap, whatever that is, oranges, some veggies, you're sorted. You're gonna be chilling. You know, that's my dream. Once I get to that age, I'm off. If I'm, to be honest, I'm always in Australia anyway, and I'm not gonna wait till I'm 60 or whatever. That's for sure. I'm not interested in staying in the UK till I'm 60. It's too cold. I don't want that at all. Yes, Liz, thank you very much. Yes, definitely, definitely. We need to talk anyway, Liz. So maybe tomorrow, I don't know if you have time tomorrow, contact me. I'm free most of the mornings, UK time. I know you probably you're 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 ahead of me, but I'm free from 10 in the morning right up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, UK time. I'm free before I go a meeting with somebody. Then I'm going out for another meeting in the evening, but I'm free, Liz. So let's talk. Let's discuss about this tree project I was telling you about, and then let's see what we can do in Finland. Okay. Let's see what we can do in Finland about it. We might do some concert there to help raise funds for this tree project. All right, guys. So I'll have to leave you guys for now. But thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you've gathered, we've exchanged. Yes, I will WhatsApp you. I hope the information we've exchanged here is useful. So please, don't forget to like this video, share it, subscribe for those who haven't subscribed, and donate to our charity to support our tree planting project. And lastly, go to my music page, Showers Jallo, subscribe to my music, listen to it, share it, tell people about it. Okay. Have a lovely afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Good night. This is Cabo Properties, and I'm Showers. Peace.